She's been just a tremendous representative of Wisconsin, Wisconsin agriculture, the Department of Agriculture, and everything that is good about Wisconsin. Please welcome the 66th Wisconsin Allison Dairyland, Kristen Olson.
Every story has a beginning. Mine began at a very young age at Crestbrook Holsteins. Growing up together with my family to care for our small show herd, I learned the importance of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Whether taking care of baby calves on the coldest of winter nights or exhibiting cattle during the hottest of days at the Wisconsin State Fair, there were always endless lessons to learn. As I grew older, so too did my passion for agriculture, and I soon knew that this was a lifestyle I wanted to continue to live and promote for the rest of my life. Flash forward to May 10th, 2013, and a new chapter in my story began.
Your 66th Allison Dairyland is Kristen.
Even reflecting back on that moment today, words cannot express the excitement and emotion that I was feeling to be selected as Wisconsin's 66th Allison Dairyland, and so close to home in Calumet County, surrounded by a multitude of family and friends. Just a few weeks later, I hit the ground running, setting out to help share the story of Wisconsin agriculture in order to create a better understanding between producers and consumers. Along the way, I had endless opportunities, and I even discovered a few hidden talents, like winning a celebrity milk drinking contest. This year has been filled with learning about Wisconsin agriculture in very unique ways and sharing that knowledge with the people I've met in my journey. From the young to the young at heart. Even though I grew up as a fifth-generation dairy girl, I soon learned that there were many aspects of Wisconsin agriculture I knew little about. Over one short, incredible year, my eyes were opened up to just how diverse our $59 billion agriculture business truly is. From our award-winning cheeses to cranberries, carrots, and even Christmas trees. It has been a joy telling this story no matter where my travels led, and sharing the many ways that our daily lives are impacted by Wisconsin agriculture. From the food on our kitchen tables, to the fuel in our vehicles, and clothes in our closets. I constantly gained knowledge about the diversity of Wisconsin products firsthand from our state's producers from week one on the job when I discovered the exciting world of Wisconsin-grown fuel at Badger Ethanol in Monroe. As the summer unfolded, I continued to learn about commodities that exemplified the diversity of Wisconsin agriculture. From taking a stroll through the cherry orchards during harvest in Door County to catching my very first trout on Wisconsin Aquaculture Day at Rushing Waters Fisheries. I saw another example of the diversity of Wisconsin agriculture in July when I toured Zimble Minkery and Patrick Fur Farm, two of the finest mink ranches in the country and world. Our state's ranchers are committed to giving their animals the highest quality of care there is, and this was evident as the mink were still happy even during my tour on one of the hottest days of the summer. Families like the Zimbles and Patricks are great examples of why our state's mink have set a worldwide standard for quality that can't be beat. I also learned about the fleece that our state's alpaca, llamas, and sheep produce. Whether feeding a newborn lamb or posing for a selfie with an alpaca named Lacey, there were always new adventures to be had. Those adventures carried with them the beautiful colors of the produce that decorates Wisconsin's landscape. I enjoyed hearing about our state's cranberry crop in Warrens, the cranberry capital of the world, as I helped rake in the berries and tasted our state's official fruit fresh from the bog. And it didn't stop there. From fall favorites like apples and pumpkins to Wisconsin-grown vegetables for processing, I continued to learn about the crops and people that make Wisconsin agriculture so very special. All of this learning included many Alice and Dairyland traditions, like the one in November at R&S Tree Farm in Clark County, where I cut down the annual Christmas tree, an Alice tradition that took root in Clark County 13 years earlier. I was able to take my pick and chose a beautiful 6-foot balsam, one of 1.8 million Wisconsin trees that would eventually be cut for the holiday season. With dozens of fourth graders watching, I quickly learned that it was a lot harder to cut the tree down than I first thought. But before I knew it, the crowd was shouting timber, and some very excited students lifted it away. It was much easier to tap the first maple tree in March for the kickoff of Maple Syrup Month. One lucky Boy Scout and I went to work to collect sap from a beautiful black maple, one of the hundreds at Bear Paw Scout Camp in Mountain. The forest was a great example of why Wisconsin continues to rank among the top 5 maple producers in the country. No doubt about it, some of my favorite adventures happened at the many fairs, festivals, and agritourism-related events I visited. In June, I helped pay tribute to the dairy farm families of Wisconsin by attending more than a dozen dairy breakfasts, dinners, and celebrations, which showcased America's Dairyland to families of all ages, including the Brown County breakfast on the same farm where my dad was raised. I enjoyed my first trip to Dallas in July. Dallas, Wisconsin, for the 2013 Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. I had a blast celebrating the advancements of our agriculture and even braved up the courage to take the reins of a Belgian horse hitch. During the first 11 days in August, I teamed up with the Fairest of the Fairs, Stephanie Cook, to welcome a record-breaking 1 million visitors to the Wisconsin State Fair. Having grown up exhibiting cattle there nearly all my life, I felt right at home as I worked to promote all aspects of Wisconsin agriculture. Whether answering consumer questions during the daily cow milking demos, daintily competing in the annual Celebrity Cream Puff eating contest, or walking a Grand Champion barrow up to the Camp of Champions, endless memories were made that I will forever cherish. The fun carried over into fall, whether I was greeting visitors at the Warrens Cranberry Festival or getting lost in one of our state's intricate corn mazes. When the global dairy industry met at World Dairy Expo in October, I saw many familiar faces, but I also made many new friends too, from the 4th grade students excited to see a cow being milked for the very first time, to international visitors from around the world. As I told my story, my message was amplified thanks to strong media coverage throughout Wisconsin and beyond. I formed new media relationships and met many longtime Alice supporters, including farm broadcasting legend Orion Samuelson during a very special visit to his WGN studio in Chicago. From live events to scheduled visits and special media campaigns, it was fun to highlight different sectors of our state's diverse agriculture with millions. This included showcasing holiday meal and gift ideas that are truly something special from Wisconsin and encouraging viewers to try the rainbow of healthy potato varieties that our farmers grow. Because of the strong support from these media outlets, I was able to share my message in nearly 250 TV and radio interviews, 220 blog posts, and more than 100 printed articles. My first memory of Alice dates back to when the 50th Alice, Courtney Ott, visited my 4th grade class at Eden Elementary. Never could I have imagined that memory would come full circle this year as I visited with 4th graders at schools from Superior to Kenosha and even Eden, where it all began. I enjoyed sharing the story of Wisconsin agriculture through the Growing a Healthy Wisconsin presentation, which showcased the many healthy foods that our state's farmers grow. This year, I explained that I don't have a Cheshire cow, why corn can be a grain and a vegetable, and I helped to clear up any confusion when asked how many soy cows actually live in Wisconsin. My classroom visits didn't stop at 4th grade though. Whether visiting with kindergartners to discuss the rainbow of colors found on Wisconsin farms, or challenging middle and high school students to rethink their drink and include at least 3 glasses of nutrient-rich milk in their diets, I was able to share many exciting aspects of agriculture with just under 10,000 students. No story can be written without the support from its many characters, and I have so many people to thank for helping to make this year possible. Thank you so much to each of the Wisconsin producers I met in my travels for opening up your operations and sharing your stories with me to help keep agriculture moving forward. To the hundreds of members of the media, TV, radio, and print, thank you to each and every one of you and your teams for the interviews conducted and articles printed to help spread my message to millions. To the outstanding Alice Program partners, the Kettle Moraine Mink Breeders, the Wisconsin Corn Promotion Board, the Wisconsin Jewelers Association, the Wisconsin Potato and Vegetable Growers, and the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. Thank you so much for providing me with the daily tools I needed to share my message wherever I went. Thank you to Clark County for helping me to discover the endless treasures that right here in the heart of America's Dairyland. Your wonderful hospitality and welcoming smiles truly made me feel like Clark County was my home away from home. To my wonderful colleagues at the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, thank you so much for helping me to grow personally and professionally with your continued knowledge and guidance during the course of the year. It was humbling to work with such a talented group of ag enthusiasts. Last and certainly not least, thank you so much to my husband, parents, family, and friends for your endless support and encouragement. Whether helping to count postcards and cheese sticks for the thousands of 4th graders, or serving as unofficial photographer at some of the 400 events I attended throughout the year, I feel truly blessed to have had each of you with me throughout my journey. It certainly has been a privilege and an honor serving all of you and the great state of Wisconsin as the 66th Alice in Dairyland. No matter where the next chapter in my story takes me, I look forward to staying deeply rooted in our state's beautiful agriculture community and sharing its amazing story for many years to come. Because remember, Wisconsin agriculture is yours and it's mine. Today, tomorrow, always. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Wisconsin.